I will say traveling with them is chaos. We've been talking about it. Okay, hold on. Oh! All right, you guys, I have a little bit of an update for you. If you tuned in to last week's episode, you may have learned that I've been struggling a little bit in finding representation across the board in the TV and film industries. But I have some exciting news. So I had sent 100 emails out to talent agencies across the country, mostly in New York and LA. And I hadn't heard back from any of them. All of them opened it, so everyone saw it, but I didn't hear back from anybody. But just 2 weeks later, I got not one, but 2 offers for representation across the board, one in the Northeast, one in the Southeast, and I couldn't be more excited. I actually just had the biggest audition of my career thus far, so everybody please keep your fingers crossed for me, and you know, if it doesn't happen, keep the auditions coming. All right, you guys, some news I've been dying to share with you. It happens to be June 22nd that Taylor Swift will be in London, and guess who else will be there? This guy. I've already started making my friendship bracelets. I know I have a long way to go because both my arms will be filled, and someone's gonna have to teach me how this works. I think you like hold hands and then like trade. Someone will have to give me all the tea and how to do that, because I've never seen Taylor Swift live, so I'm going all out. I want to do all of the things, so please help me make sure I don't miss anything. Yeah, so I became a Swiftie right around the Red era. I wish it had come sooner. I don't know what took me so long, but yeah, State of Grace, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. Those were some of my favorites off the top of my head. But I too was born in 1989, and I think 1989 might be my favorite era. Reputation's really good too, and Midnights I can't stop listening to, and obviously the Tortured Poets Department. I'm so excited to see the new set. Yeah, I'm a die-hard Swiftie at this point. I think she is a marketing genius. I went to school for marketing, which is, you know, not really relevant, but I can relate to, you know, the little things that she does here and there that get people excited. And I try to implement that into my own artistry as well. So I will be in London, night 2 at Wembley Stadium, June 22nd. So if you're there, definitely hit me up in the comments. Let's try to meet up and trade bracelets. I think that would be super fun. I want to connect with every single one of you. Recently, I was a guest on the Twiniversity podcast with Natalie Diaz.
Hi.
Say hi, Natalie.
Natalie is really great. She's super funny, and I was really looking forward to talking to her again. This really means a lot to me because going through the process of having twins, Natalie was so important in preparing us for this next chapter of our lives.
They're so perfect. How are they? Are you enjoying it? Are you loving this?
I am loving it and enjoying every moment.
So we got off to a rather interesting start.
I will say traveling with them is chaos. We've been talking about it. Okay, hold on. Oh!
Careful. Kid on the floor.
Guys, stay off the table.
That's okay. This is the way it goes. Oh.
He landed on a chair, so that's good.
Leave it up to Benjamin to put on a show. We're literally 2 minutes into saying hello after 2 years, and Benjamin decides to flip off the table, scaring us all. But he was totally fine. He landed like a professional gymnast would.
They're so sweet. I miss it, and then I'm so happy that they're yours at the same exact time.
It's official, Thomas. You are part of our podcasting family. Welcome to the club.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be a part of the club, honored, all of it.
Natalie literally does it all. She's a twin parenting expert, a parenting advocate. She's a lactation consultant. She's created safety videos. She has an award-winning podcast, as well as being a best-selling author. One of the books that I read while preparing for twins and really connected with is called What to Do When You're Having Two.
and it answers all your questions.
You are a well-established Papa Bear, a card-carrying twin daddy-o. How has it been?
Every day has its ups and downs, but they are our angels from heaven.
So Twiniversity.com is currently the largest global resource for everything that has to do with twins. Natalie ain't no joke. She's currently reaching over 2 million families in over 150 countries.
Tell us how old your 20s are. Tell us a little bit about the 20s. I feel selfish because I'm like, I know all about the 20s, but I realize that my mom that's listening, she does not know about the 20s. So yeah, give us a little picture into that, and then we'll go into that. How did these 20s even come to be?
So Demi and Benjamin, they are 2.5 years old. We're going through the terribles right now. And I tell you what, it is a challenge.
So my kids are almost 3, but I still have all these notes from when I took the Twiniversity course. Oh yeah, here's the day in the life from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Fresh diapers first thing, change the loudest baby first. Like, you're supposed to have 150 or more diapers in the house at all times when you have twins. I forgot about that. Never can have enough wipes. So I'm a super detail-oriented person. I'm a Virgo, guilty as charged. And I felt like it was a perfect match working with Natalie because of the abundance of information that she had. Like, I have just so much of it organized here, but she made it so easy to access that information, and it was just a match made in heaven. Thank you so much, Natalie, for making my life a little easier, giving this twin dad a little bit more control. I appreciate it.
There's a woman at our daycare who has 2 or 3-year-olds, and they're scootering along the sidewalks, and she's running to keep up with them, and that gives me anxiety.
Yes, that would too,
But
especially at the corners.
I think that is my future. Oof. Yeah.
That is whether you like it or not, that is your future.
I always say living in New York is like a human game of Frogger.
It is.
And I don't think 2-year-olds it should be thrown into that world.
Yes.
But
it's really, really true. There's a newer game called Crossy Road that's like Frogger of like my kids' generation. And every time they were like playing it, they literally were like, this is crossing the Bowery. They're like, this is what it's like.
After having kids, it's safe to say that a lot of my relationships have shifted, and I think that's normal.
We're trying to make more friends with people who are parents, other gay parents, and just anybody who has kids, come be our friend. Yes. Like, seriously, it feels like it's so hard to just make a friend. I don't know, in my 20s, knocked it out, established our, friend group, and then now it feels so hard.
But I am happy to report that just last week I was in the park with my twins and I made a new friend. We actually have a play date on Friday, which I'm very excited about. And it's just trial and error. It's putting yourself out there. You see someone at the park, pay them a compliment, it opens an entire conversation.
Did you ever think that this was going to be your life?
It was always a dream. So this is a funny story between me and my husband. On our first date, I told him, I was like, I want kids and I want to get married. If that's not something that you see for yourself, we can just call it right here and right now. And it was kind of a bold move, but I was so sick of having like dating people and having my values and goals not really align. Yeah. So it was a first date conversation. Very well could have made it a third date conversation, but I was to the point.
So on our first date, I gave my husband an ultimatum. Bold move. I told him, in my future, I see myself getting married and having a family. And that's not even something that he had really considered, because 2 men having a baby, how does that work? So after extensive research on IVF and surrogacy, my husband and I were able to come up with a solution and how to grow our family. So the way that IVF works is you take the sperm sample and you take the eggs that have been retrieved from your egg donor and you fertilize them outside of the body in a lab. They mature over the next few days and become embryos. So you then freeze those embryos until you've found your surrogate, your gestational carrier for your baby. I will share this tidbit of news with you. We're going on another journey. Yes, we're having another baby. Our surrogate is carrying for us again, the same surrogate.
Oh, Thomas, that's
She's
beautiful.
incredible. I know, right?
I'm so happy about that.
Our transfer's in 2.5 weeks. So
Clock's a ticking.
Yep, we're doing it again with Stacy. Can you believe it? We are over the moon. When Stacy told us that she was willing to go on a second journey with us, we couldn't have been more excited.
Honestly, Thomas, I will totally tell you, you can't but want what you have because you're really enjoying it. And that's really what it's about, right? Because there's parents who are like, I didn't want this. This is crazy. I didn't want to. You really wanted these puppies and you always wanted to be a husband and you always wanted to be a papa bear and you're doing it. So how could you not want to drink that in and have a little piece of that for yourself? You're doing really amazing. I'm so proud of you. And you boys are really just super inspirational. And you made it through. The proof is in the pudding, right? You got happy kids. That means you have a happy life.
A major takeaway, I would say, from Twiniversity that has stuck with me ever since is really to build traditions and to have fun. Yes, being a parent is hard and it's often chaotic, but it's a blessing and kids are amazing. You're supposed to have fun. And a happy baby makes a happy daddy, which makes a happy house.
I can't wait to follow the adventures of the new baby and continue with the twinnies because poop's gonna get real now. It's gonna be great.
So if you're expecting twins, I definitely recommend you connecting with Natalie and with Twiniversity. She's super funny, bubbly, relatable, and she is an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to twins. She's a twin mom herself.
Like if we're out in public and they're like, oh my gosh, congrats, you're pregnant. My daughter is very quick to be like, oh no, she's a surrogate for a couple in New York. It's not our baby. I'm like, okay, not everyone needs to know that at the park.